Hey everybody, it's Smart Baseball. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are reacting to the MLB All Star Game lineups for both AL and NL. And at the end of the video, we are also I'm going to show y'all the new All Star Game jerseys because it's the first time that the MLB has ever had jerseys specifically for the All Star Game. Let's dive into it. First off, we have catcher in the AL, Salvador Perez. Definitely should have been the starter, and he will be. He has had a pretty decent average, but his power and RBI have been way up there. But the interesting thing is runners up are Martin Maldonado, who hit 181, and Yasmani Grandal, who also hit under 200. I don't know how they made it second and third, but they did, especially Maldonado, because he did not even have power like Ohtani Grandal did. So that's the AL catcher. NL catcher, Buster Posey, and he won by landslide. Yadier Molina, Wilson Contreras were the runners-up. But Posey, it's great to see him in an All-Star game. Both of these guys are veterans in the All-Star game. Perez with his 6th All-Star game start and Posey with his 5th. Great to see them there. Now we got first base for AL, and that's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Definitely should be the guy to start, and he is. Great to see him there. He hit with a ton of average, hitting over 320. Power, he is on track for over 50 homers and over 120 RBIs. He's having a great year. Runners up being Yuli Gurriel, who's also having a career year, like Vlad, and Jose Abreu. They're both having great years, and some of them will be reserves on the team. Vlad, it's his first career All-Star game start, so great to see him there. NL first base got Freddie Freeman from the Braves. He's pretty good. He's having a pretty good year. His average is a little low, but he's hitting the ball hard. He's just not getting as much results as you would think with his exit velos and barrel rate and stuff. He's doing really well. He through phase 1 of the voting, he was in second place, but he got a huge phase 2 turnout, and he ends up in front of Max Muncy, who is one of the runners-up, along with Anthony Rizzo, the fan favorite from the Chicago Cubs. Now we got second base. In the AL, it's Marcus Semien from the Blue Jays, his first career All-Star game start, believe it or not. The runners-up being Jose Altuve and DJ LeMahieu. Yeah, this year, Marcus Semien has put it all together for the Blue Jays, as he is hit for average, power, driving in runs, scoring runs, stealing bases. He's having a great year. Then you go to the NL, and NL is Adam Frazier. He is first in the NL for second base. This is his first career All-Star game start. Runners-up being Ozzie Albies. Kind of surprised he's not, but Adam Frazier, his 327 average has been phenomenal. But Ozzie Albies, I kind of get how he didn't, but his average is a little low, around 250, but he's hitting for power, and run production is extremely high. And third place is Gavin Lux from the Dodgers, not because he did great. He's doing okay, but he's just a fan favorite out there in LA. And then we got third base in the AL, Rafael Devers. He is on a year-long tear so far. His average just over 290, so it's good as well, as his power and run production have been phenomenal this year. He's added a little bit more speed, but they don't really care about his speed. His defense is also okay this year, with runners-up being Alex Bregman and Yohan Moncada. Both of those not really having great years, but they're fan favorites, so I kind of get them being there. The NL, you got Nolan Arenado, his 4th career All-Star game start. He's still the RBI machine guy. He's still hitting homers. His average is taking a big dip, like we kind of expected with him going to St. Louis. And he's been doing pretty good. I think he deserves being the All-Star game starter. The runners-up being Justin Turner and Chris Bryant. Now, that's wrong, because Manny Machado, look at the numbers. This is Machado compared to Arenado. Arenado leads by .003 batting average, so I kind of get that. He has 1 more homer and 4 less RBIs. Manny has 9 more runs, so it's pretty close there. But I kind of think Manny should be, because he should be the starter, because he has 48 runs and Arenado only has 39. But I also get it because Machado has 12 doubles and Arenado only has 25. So Manny doesn't even have half the amount of doubles that Arenado has. So I kind of get having Arenado above Machado, although Machado has higher on base and a higher OPS, but Arenado has more total bases, so I kind of get that. But then you go and compare him to Justin Turner, and it's just flat out obvious that Machado should at least be on the team, but he's not going to be. However, Justin Turner is. Turner hit 294, Manny hit 261. I kind of get that. Homers, Manny had 2 more, so kind of get that. But guys, Manny has 57 RBIs and Justin Turner has 42. 15 RBI difference is huge. They have the same amount of runs. Turner only has 2 more doubles. Manny has 2 more triples. And Justin Turner has 0 stolen bases while Manny has 9. OBP, Turner's there. Slugging, Turner's higher. So Turner has a higher OPS. But they have around the same amount of at-bats. Justin Turner only has 3 more. So I kind of get him higher than Machado, but then you go Chris Bryant, and it's just somebody messed up here, because you have Chris Bryant. He hit 271, Manny hit 261, but Manny, yet again, 15 more RBIs, the same amount of runs, more stolen bases, around the same OBP. Manny definitely should be on this team right now, and with around the same amount of at-bats. So he should be on this team. So I kind of went off on a rant. He's my favorite player, but Manny should be on this team. I'm going to go off on another rant later, probably. Then we got AL shortstop Xander Bogaerts, his second career start in the AL, with the runners-up of Bo Bichette and Carlos Correa. Now, all 3 of these guys could be starters. It was just which guy is going to end up with the most, and it was Bogaerts. It was a very close race. All these guys, the numbers they're putting up could be MVPs in any other year if it were not for Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Shohei Ohtani. We'll get to Ohtani later. He's making history, doing something no one else has done. Tatis is the starter in the NL by a landslide. Runners-up of Javi Baez and Brandon Crawford. Neither one of them hit above 250, so I really get having Tatis as the starter because he had higher average, power, RBIs, runs, stolen base. He obliterated them. Landslide win for him. But big thing for him is this his first career All-Star game start, and as we all can imagine, he's probably going to get a ton more than 1 All-Star game start. And then in the outfield for the AL, you have Mike Trout, who will not be playing the game because he is right calf strain on the 60-day IL. Aaron Judge with his 3rd All-Star game start. By the way, Trout has 7 now. Judge, I get. His average is around Aaron Judge's average, 260, 270. But 38 barrels is a ton. 3rd across all the majors and 18 bombs. Having a great year. Now, Teoscar Hernandez is first All-Star game start for him in left field. He's very surprising because he hit 302 with 11 homers and 47 RBIs. That's a great year, but it's not amazing. I personally think Cedric Mullins should be out there in left field because, number 1, I'm an Orioles fan, and number 2, he's hitting 316 with more homers and a ton of runs. I don't remember, it's like 50 runs for an Orioles team that is awful hitting. So if he played on, say, the Padres or the Dodgers, any big offensive team, he would be scoring like 70 runs in the first half. Yeah, so he's doing good. Adolis Garcia is a runner-up. Byron Buxton, Michael Brantley, Randall Grichuk, and Alex Verdugo are the runners-up. Some of them will end up making the team as reserves. Now in the NL outfield, in center, you got Acuna, 2nd All-Star game start. He's well on his way to his 2nd 30-30 season and maybe even a 40-40, so I get that. Nick Castellanos with his first All-Star game start. He's having a monster year. He has the most hits and doubles in baseball. He's on track for a possible, he's on track for a possibility of 60 doubles in a season, which he almost did that 2 years ago. So he's a doubles machine if you want one. He will be playing left field, and in right field is Jesse Winker with his first All-Star game start. Great to see him out there. Both Castellanos and Winker hit for high average, high power, high RBIs. Great to see them there. NL outfield runners up, you have Mookie Betts, Chris Taylor, who's having his career year, Jock Peterson with the Cubs, Mike Yastrzemski with the Giants, Bryce Harper, and Juan Soto. Now, DH in the AL, it's Shohei, of course, as you can imagine. Shohei, he's basically already won himself the MVP. He announced that he's going to be participating in the home run derby. So he's probably going to be the number 1 seed in the home run derby. His ERA is 3.60. He's struck out 83 men, and he has 31 homers. He's on track for over 60 homers and 162 strikeouts. I mean, he's just fire this year. He's going to end up being on the team as a pitcher as well, something no one else has done ever in their career. Now here are the AL reserves. Got Mike Zunino as the catcher. Then first base, Jared Walsh and Matt Olson. Second, Altuve and Bo Bichette. They moved him over to second. That's a smart manager in my opinion because he's going to make the team. And it gives Carlos Correa a chance to play too. At short, third, got Jose Ramirez. Outfield, Michael Brantley. Joey Gallo was named. He was not even voted on, but he is named to the team. Joey Gallo is going to make it as a reserve. Adolis Garcia is going to make it as probably a rookie of the year in the AL. Good for him. And outfielder Cedric Mullins, I am ecstatic for him to make it. I mean, his average is sky high. Look up his numbers before this year. They're awful. He hit 230 with no power. But this year he's hitting 320 with power. So great to see him. Nelson Cruz going to make it again along with JD Martinez going to make it again. Now, I'm going to say, probably going to rant a little bit here, but I'm kind of mad that outfield and first baseman for the Orioles, Trey Mancini, did not make it because he's hitting pretty decent average, pretty good power, and a ton of RBIs. He's been a great run producer for a team that doesn't really get on for him, the Orioles. I did a lot of work to find out that he'd have 71 RBI if he was getting runners on like Rafael Devers was. So, yeah, he's doing great, but he just came back from last year. He had stage 4 colon cancer, and he's easily going to be a comeback player of the year this year. I think he should be on the All-Star team. He's not going to be, sadly. However, I'm really excited for him because he will be on he's going to be in the home run derby. I'm going to be rooting for him there. So, that's that for the AL reserves. Now, pitching for the AL, got Ohtani, Garrett Cole, Lance Lynn, Shane Bieber, and Nate Eovaldi. Great to see him there. Kyle Gibson makes it for the Rangers. Yusei Kikuchi makes it for the Mariners. Carlos Rodon making it for the White Sox. He's having a career year. Aroldis Chapman making it for the Yankees. Thank goodness for him that like all the sticky stuff rules came into place when it did. Because if it was a little bit earlier, he would not be on this team. Because he's really struggled since then. Got Liam Hendricks for the White Sox, Ryan Presley for the Astros, and for the Red Sox, Matt Barnes and Gregory Soto making the team for the Tigers, just because the Tigers have to have someone on the team. Gregory Soto is going to be the guy. Then, NL reserves, you have catcher JT Realmuto, first base Max Muncy, second base Ozzie Albies and Jake Cronenworth, both of them having monster years this year. Shortstop Brandon Crawford, Trey Turner. Third base, got Chris Bryant and Eduardo Escobar. And here's where I rant again. Eduardo Escobar is not better than Manny Machado. Manny is hitting 261. Eduardo's hitting 248. RBIs, Manny has 3 more. Runs, Manny has 7 more. Stolen bases, he has 8 more. And Eduardo Escobar was not even voted on. He was not even in the top 5, while Manny was 4th. Manny just barely missed the team. But Eduardo Escobar wasn't even voted on. He was just named by the manager, even though his stats are way worse than Manny's. His fielding WAR is negative. Manny's is nearly 1.0. Manny's WAR this year is 3.9. And closest in that is like Justin Turner with like 2.8 at third base in the NL. So Manny should definitely be the guy there. But yeah, so getting back to this, Chris Bryant and Eduardo Escobar, third base. Then you go outfield, Mookie Betts, Brian Reynolds, who's one of the 5 people hitting above 300 in the NL, which is really sad. And got Kyle Schwarber, thanks to his late streak of possible player of the weeks. He already won it once. He's hitting for a ton of power until he got hurt, so he will not be able to participate. Kyle Schwarber making it, Juan Soto making it, and Chris Taylor will make the team as well. His first All-Star team of his career. Great for him. And now you got the pitching: Jacob deGrom, Yu Darvish, Brandon Woodruff, Corbin Burns, Kevin Gausman, German Marquez. I mean, German Marquez is extremely underrated. Expect to see him moving at the trade deadline because he's a Rockies pitcher, and his ERA this year is 3.54, and he struck out 103 men this year. He's being phenomenal. Those numbers are great for anyone, but for the Rockies, his ERA would be like 2.50 if it was for like the Giants, somebody who has a big old park. Trevor Rogers, the lefty for the Marlins, probably going to end up winning NL Rookie of the Year. Great to see him there for the Marlins. Zach Wheeler from the Phillies, Craig Kimbrell, Mark Melancon, Josh Hader, and Alex Reyes. Alex Reyes having his career year. He's having a great year out of the bullpen for the Cardinals, striking out a ton of guys. I have him on my fantasy team. I could not be more happy with him. Also, speaking of guys I have on my fantasy team, how about Jacob deGrom? I personally think he's going to set the ERA record this year. Going to beat Bob Gibson's 1968 season of 1.12. Right now it's like 0.93, so it's been a great year for deGrom, but he told reporters he would not be participating in the All-Star game, and I looked at it a little bit to see why he did that, and his explanation was he doesn't want to get hurt in the All-Star game because he's had injury problems this year, and I really understand that for deGrom. He's had a lot of injury problems, and he wants to stay healthy for the Mets, who are looking like they're going to end up in the playoffs for the first time in a while. So he really wants to be there to help him, and I am happy that he at least made the team because, you know, he's been goated this year. He's been so good. Now let's get to the uniforms. This is the first year that the MLB has ever had uniforms to, like, All-Star Game uniforms. I don't like it. I personally think, like, when I first heard of it, I was like, cool, All-Star Game uniforms. They better look cool, but they're not that great. Here's the Rockies. You can't really see the COL behind it because of the Rockies logo on it. Astros, same thing. AL is going to be blue and white. Something about the hats that I really don't like. Not every team has a star in the logo. Not every team has red as their color. They could have made this a lot better. Like the Marlins Sugar Kings jerseys or the White Sox Southside jerseys. Those are sick. Those are some sick jerseys. And then, yeah, like, together they look pretty bad. You can't really read the names of the team they play for. It's just really hard to look at with your eyes. You can't tell what you're looking at. It looks pretty okay, but in my opinion, I would have rather them just stick with. I'd much rather them just stick with what they had before, with AL wearing gray and NL wearing white of their team uniforms. Thanks for watching this video, if of course you are still watching this video. If you did like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content like this. I'll try to get another video out to y'all this week, so stay tuned. And drop a comment, your comments, your thoughts about the All-Star Game roster. I obviously ranted a couple times about Manny Machado. Y'all can rant to me in the chats. I will read it and I will answer because I have plenty of time. So thanks for watching, and come back for more if you'd like to watch more videos. Thanks.